The purpose of this short clip is to drive the important point that if a concept slash detail is nowhere to be seen on the NBME exams, then there is no evidence whatsoever that it's actually being assessed on the real USMLE. Okay? I have made lots of clips talking about how the NBME questions and their actual USMLE, they're exactly the same questions, okay? I don't want to get pulled into a 45-minute discussion on that in this specific clip, but the NBME questions and the real USMLE are exactly the same. It's not my speculation, it's not opinion, it's not subjective. Objectively, the questions repeat. So the questions from USMLE are not the ones in UWorld or the UWorld self-assessment exams. There is a student within the group chat who wrote me a long paragraph about how he's observed that questions in UWorld, cardio questions in particular, he's going through, seem a lot more deeply conceptual, more deeply detail-oriented. In contrast to some of the NBME forms he's gone through, the questions seem a lot more superficial, more straightforward, not as difficult. And my response is, that's absolutely fucking correct, okay? And it's rare for me to get excited about any comment relating to NBME or USMLE material, but this student absolutely slams the nail directly on the head, because students will frequently message me with obscure minutiae type of questions they are seeing in QBank, and it's exasperating for me to frequently encounter a scenario where I have to think, QBank is so misguided, like, do they not know what's actually on the NBME exams? It's not fucking UWorld. That's the real USMLE. The NBME exams are. If a detail shows up in UWorld, if a question in UWorld, if an explanation gets highly nitpicky about some mechanism and it's nowhere to be seen in the NBME exams, I say, why the fuck is this being assessed in QBank? Now, we can't complain because life is about alternatives, okay? So if you were to say, well, should I not be going through UWorld then? My response is no, we want you going through UWorld. But I think a practical point I can imbue here in terms of actual strategy is when you get closer to your real USMLE, you need to recognize that memorizing NBMEs 20 through 30, screenshotting all of your incorrects into a Word document, saving as a PDF/PowerPoint, and reviewing those incorrects as you go, in addition to the corrects from those forms. That's your greatest shot at the maximal score augmentation, because the real USMLE and the NBME questions are exactly the same, not UWorld. So by going through the NBME content, you're going to see exactly what's on the real deal. And you'll also be able to look back, reflect on QBank and say, yeah, there was so much covered that I just don't need to know, okay? But you still have to do QBank before you do the NBME exams. That's just the sequence. We don't want you wasting NBME exams early. But as I said, once again, student makes a very good observation that QBank and NBMEs, that the questions seem very different. And then in terms of the value I can inculcate here is you're going to be focusing on the NBMEs right before your exam if you want that greatest score augmentation, not UWorld. You know the deal. I'm going to continue making more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate your time. That's it.